What's interesting about when you approach the play, you kind of go, well, where is it set? It's set in France. When is it set in France? Doesn't really matter, sort of imaginary Shakespeare's head time. So the idea of realism is not happening, you know, it's not necessary. What is necessary is telling the story of the emotional journeys of the characters and also the type of relationships they have within the family and also within the different lands we go. And therefore you have to embrace a sense of magical realism, but not necessarily sticking to anything, because Shakespeare didn't want us to in the first place. So it became apparent that as well as having a very fast moving open space where you could go very quickly from one scene to another, we also needed a world which was beautiful and had a sort of folkloric sense and had a sort of austere but like a storybook background to it. The Olivier Theatre is not so kind to us. It doesn't let you down easily. If you put something stupid on stage, it goes, that's really stupid, you know. So you have to go with the space, you have to articulate the scale of the actor in the space, and you have to get on top of that space because it just laughs in your face if you do it all wrong. In the actual set of All's Well That Ends Well, you have a wall that comes around and sort of hugs the theatre space, gives scale to the actor, and you can walk up the wall like it were a little staircase up to this sort of journey, basically, that Helena goes on, journey into another land, or journey of dreams in a sense. What's really interesting is we've created a sort of three-dimensional black theatre, meaning a theatre where objects and people are lit in a black space, so that you can easily control what the space does. Then what happens is this sort of wall, which is like a shadow puppet itself, so you can light behind it and on top of it, is quite two-dimensional. And then the two towers that are the king's house and the countess's house are very two-dimensional, look like shadow theatre or cutouts. And then we have another big metal mountain wall going up here, and then here and here we have projected shadows. So what happens is you have 3D reality in front, and then things get 2D and then 1D and very hallucinogenic in the sense of moving light and pictures. I mean, in a sense, that's all unnecessary for a Shakespeare play, but it is quite good for an Olivier Shakespeare play because it creates a picture world and it also gives focus to the scale of the actor, who's essentially the person who's driving the story.